Hello, my name's Rachel Anastasi.
And I'm Bertram Daniel.
And we'd love to have a chat today about the mindset of abundance and how you can actually attract abundance into your life utilising your mindset. And that's the way that Bertram and I live our lives, and that's what brought us together. And we'd love to actually explain a little bit about some of the exciting projects that we have underway at the moment as well. So Bertram, do you want to start by having a bit of a chat about the mindset that you like to live your life around?
Yeah, sure. I suppose it's probably fair to say that we've grown up, or most people seem to grow up with a scarcity mindset. What I think the major change for me, and I think I can speak for Rachel, is understanding how they're taking upon the abundance mindset and moving away from the scarcity mindset, and that being you believe in your heart that everything that you visualize and everything that you want you're going to get, and you have that firm belief and that trust that that's going to happen. And amazingly, as it might seem, things just do happen that way, and your life unfolds the way in which you have visualized it. Mostly that's what happens. I mean, obviously challenges come along the way when you move away, maybe a little bit in your own thinking, but it's all about changing the way you think primarily, isn't it?
There's a part of your brain, Bertram, called the reticular activation system, the RAS or the RAS. And that's like the Google search engine, or the search engine, so Google, Yahoo or Bing or whatever you want to call it, of the brain. And if you program into that search engine red car, for example, then all of a sudden you end up seeing red cars here, there and everywhere. So any question that you ask your brain will find the answer. And that's why there's that old saying that says the quality of your life is pertaining to the quality of the questions that you ask. And it's because whatever question you ask yourself, your brain will find the answer. So if you ask yourself, why am I so stupid? It will find the answer. Whereas if you ask yourself, why am I so beautiful? It will find the answer. So if you're programming yourself to go looking for opportunities will come to you. And I guess that's how Bertram and I ended up finding each other, because I was really in a space where I was asking the universe or whoever that I wanted to find more like-minded people to create projects and to give back. And that's when I got involved with Bertram. And now we're working on a project called the How Foundation. And the How Foundation is something that we're starting, and we're encouraging other business people to come on board. So do you want to give a little bit of background about the How Foundation?
Sure. Just before that, you mentioned the quality of your thinking, right? And it actually triggered something in my own mind, because one of the things, and I always say this to people, to read the verse called Time, which was narrated by Sir Laurence Olivier in the late 70s in a musical called Time. And he says the quality of your life is brought about by the quality of your thinking. I mean, it's so much how you think. And as you said, I mean, if you think, as you said, I can't do that, life is difficult, that's exactly what it will be, You have to believe firmly in your heart that it's all good,
Well, the thing is that, everything's only about perception, isn't it? So you and I could both experience the exact same thing, and depending on how we perceive it, is going to pertain to how we actually relate to what happened.
Sure.
And I guess that also aligns with your representation of who you are as a person.
Really nice.
If your internal representation is, I will always struggle, then when things happen, you'll perceive that as a struggle to align with that internal belief system about who you are or what your life's about.
Exactly.
So I think we both have a mindset that things come easily and effortlessly to us, and that seems to be how things play out.
What happens, yeah. So coming back to the How Foundation, we've had this belief that small to medium enterprises, SMEs for short, most often want to give back to their own community and help. However, because they're busy, and most SMEs are usually running their own business, they're involved in the business, they don't have time. Whereas we think that those people so much want to give back to the community, but they don't have the expertise, they don't know how, they don't have the time, they don't know where to start and all those things. So Rachel and I have talked about this and thought, well, how can we get small businesses active in terms of giving back? So we start the HOW Foundation, HOW standing for Humanitarian Organizations at Work. And we will bind small to medium enterprises together. Now, all of a sudden, synergistically, if you have a number of small businesses together, we then have the capacity to go out there and do good stuff and give back to the communities that we belong to, and each in their own way, if you like. So, but bringing probably something that we thought would be a great way to bring all these people together in commonality would be, we're doing a development in Mernda, in a suburb called Mernda in Melbourne, which is about 27 k's out of Melbourne. Really lovely suburb, and I'm doing a property development there. And I thought, well, I'll donate a block of land to the HOW Foundation, and then the Rachel becomes a champion of going out there and making sure that we can build a house on that block of land, and at cost, or not at cost, rather at no cost, I should say.
At no cost at all.
Yeah, no cost at all. Rachel's going to champion that. So just imagine, we've got a block of land worth, say, $200,000 or $220,000. Rachel gets a house built on it for, say, $200,000. So let's say that's $400,000. We then get the public to join with us to donate towards that endeavour. All of a sudden we have then the house to sell, we raise the money, and then all that money can go back to charity. So the small and medium enterprises that come together to help and assist in the building of the house are potential HOW Foundation members. And of course, the people that I work with, which is probably property related mostly, but like my solicitor, MA Legal, and my accountant, Task Consulting, all those people, and my architect, Patrick from Strata P&A, all these people are coming together to help us do this and achieve this. And we've got Rachel as our champion to go and get this house built for free, which will be an amazing story in itself.
So the story behind it is that that I will be putting this theory around, which, you know, it's more of a belief system around the law of attraction, and the fact that, you know, if you are operating and living your life at that vibration, that things will just come to you, and you'll have that abundance mentality, and you'll create something from a space of nothing. I guess to a certain extent we're putting it to the test, or not to the test, but putting it under the spotlight, because what I aim to do is to get this house built from nothing, no money. My aim is to have Bertram. He's already donated the block of land, and that there was a lot of synchronicity that happened with that as well. And then we'll be getting that house built on that block of land for absolutely no money changing hands. And we'll be documenting that story as well. So any businesses that get involved with that will be highly publicised, because we want to be able to give this house away and auction it off for charity and raise as much money as possible. So this is where the HOW Foundation will grow out of that, and we're calling it the House, HOWSE, the House, HOW House. So it's to be an amazing project.
And when we've achieved that, we will have the HOW Ball, which will be in 2014, which will be in celebration of the fact that we've built this house. Then we either auction it before or after the event, probably before, and then celebrate the money that we've raised and have a really, because small and medium enterprises have certain, they want to be recognized for the fact that they've given back, because, you know, in a small way, when they do give back, they don't get noticed. So here we'll be able to, with 1,000 people present, all come together in celebration of this event, because we did, as Rachel, as you would know, we did the eyeball last year, and then we did the eyeball the year before as well. So we've actually done 4 eyeballs, but we're going to morph the eyeball into the hairball now, because eyeball was about the vision for the future. Well, this is a big vision of changing the world one business at a time, really is what we're doing. And it might sound grandiose, but the reality is that, just imagine, if we start the How Foundation and say each business that joins the How Foundation and follows a certain charter will have, if you like, a little tick against their business name. And then this could actually flow across Australia and even across the world.
It's the How Foundation is all about ending poverty of the mind, body and spirit, which is all about having people realise that endless opportunities are available to everybody. And we've really ascertained that poverty is about feeling like you've got limited opportunity. And again, this is all about a belief system and a mindset. So we really want to educate and help to mentor people around what you focus on is what you get, and that life has no meaning rather than the meaning that you give it. So if something happens, depending on what meaning you attach to what happened, will create your reality. So we're creating our own reality moment by moment with the beliefs that we have and the mindset that we're living inside of. And this is where the How Foundation is all about education and providing that mentoring to end that poverty of the mind, body and spirit. So we've got a lot of wonderful projects up our sleeve, and we believe that anything is possible and that people are only limited by their own thinking and their own their own relationship with their own finances. So it's interesting because I did a fantastic course about a year ago where I really had a look at my parents' mindset around money and how that's affected me growing up. And it was so interesting to see that my mindset around money previous to that had been a direct mixture of my mum and my dad's mindset around money, and I hadn't even picked that up at all. So start to have a little look at what are your beliefs around finances, what are your beliefs around abundance. And are you open to receiving abundance and wealth in your life? And sometimes people who are all about making a difference are actually blocking abundance because they don't want to have money.
Because they believe that you can't be spiritual and wealthy at the same time. There's a conflict. There is no conflict. Because the reality is you can't help someone unless you have money.
You can't give away what you don't have.
Exactly.
It's like if you squeeze an orange, whatever's going to come out of the orange is whatever's inside. So you can't give away what you don't have. So it's really important to create this abundance.
Absolutely.
And then to find a really nice vehicle to give back and to create worthwhile projects in the community.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what we want to do. So we're working on the How Foundation. If you would like to get involved with the How Foundation or the House, then please get in contact with us. We'd absolutely love to hear from you.
Yeah, because as we're so keen to bring across this attitude of abundant mindset, aren't we? And we want to make people understand that it isn't difficult. People have this attitude, and when you've grown up with the attitude that money is the root of all evil, which it's certainly not, because money is necessary to survive and live. But having more of it doesn't mean you've got to spoil yourself. You can spoil the people around you by giving back to that community, which is what we want people to join us and do.
Money is only an energy, and we are only an energy. So if I'm an energy and money's an energy, I am money and money is me. There's no separation between myself and money. We're not these bodies. We're just a stream of energy, and so is money. So it's really interesting. If you can vibrate at the same level as money, then you'll attract money or wealth to you, and there won't be that division or that resistance toward it. There'll only be acceptance of it, and then it's only evil if you create it to be evil.
Exactly. So as Rachel said, we would love you to if you want to learn a little bit more about our foundation and what we're about, if you want to learn about creating wealth and having an abundant mindset, we can certainly help you with that. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.